Продовжуємо роботу в українському кризовому медіа.
Now we continue work at Ukraine Crisis Media Center, and now the floor is given to Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson on ATO-related issues. Good afternoon, everyone. Now, traditionally, information about the main events that happened during the last 24 hours in the region of ATO. In Lugansk sector, military actions were in Popasnyansky region and Bakhmut Road. Before dawn and after 9 p.m., the militants shelled Ukrainian positions near Troitska and Novoalexandrivka. And once again, in the Popasnyansky region, the enemy violated ceasefire in the evening, shelling Ukrainian positions 5 times and launched 5 mines at positions in Troitska, and in Bakhmut Road, Krymska became a flash spot, and the militants there violated ceasefire 3 times. Shellings were shorter than those that are near Popasna. And each time the enemy used mortars in shelling in Krymska. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Lugansk sector, there were 10 enemy shellings. The Donetsk sector, the enemy started shelling in Verkhnetoretsk and for a half hour delivered fire with the use of small arms. And also in the afternoon there was one more enemy shelling of higher intensity. This shelling lasted for 2 hours, and Russian occupation forces launched 15 mines and actively used grenade launchers and large caliber machine guns. And the enemy violated ceasefire also in Zaitsevo and near Svetlodarsk, and in the second instance the enemy used mortars. And in Avdiivka the situation remains tense. Yesterday there were 4 shellings delivered by the enemy, overall length 4 hours. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Donetsk sector there were 9 enemy shellings. The Mariupol sector, the enemy is more active along the front line. In Mariinsky region, militants shelled Mariinka and Krasnogorovka, and in the last instance the enemy used mortars. Near Dokuchaevsk, the enemy was active only in the afternoon and shelled Ukrainian positions in the region of Novotroitska and Bogdanovka, and in both instances the enemy used mortars. In the south of the Mariupol sector, there were shellings in Pavlopil and Vodyane. In Pavlopil, there were 4 instances of ceasefire violations, and the enemy launched more than 30 mines and 4 rocket shells using Grad partisan system. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Mariupol sector, there were 14 shellings recorded. And during the last 24 hours, as the result of military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 4 servicemen were wounded. And one of those who were wounded was traumatized because of the explosion of the unknown explosive device. In Udachne village of Pokrovsky region of the Donetsk Oblast, the man found an arsenal in his yard, and according to the law, he informed immediately the law enforcers about it, and the law enforcers confiscated Kalashnikov gun and Makarov pistol, 55 cartridges to machine guns, and 14 cartridges to small arms, 2 grenades with detonators. Servicemen of the National Guard of the 3rd Operative Brigade that serve in the Donetsk Oblast donated their blood for wounded servicemen and civilians. 8 people participated in this action. At the same time, young Ukrainian pilots completed their flights using Su-27 fighter jets. They piloted the planes at low altitudes. First they're trained on combat-capable trainer aircraft, and then they fly combat Su-27 fighter jets. Do you have questions? If there are no, thank you.